You think it works better? All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start the recording. So you ready?
Yes,
You ready for the shits and giggles?
I am.
I'm
Yes,
super
indeed.
excited. All right, bet. Well, good people, good people, good people. Welcome back. It's your girl Irene, and I have another exciting episode of For Shits and Giggles, bringing you the best in 2019 for the Giggle Gang. I got my guy. Oh my God, how long have I known you, Elton? This is wild. This is we
19,
have
19 years.
we have such a storied history. I have my guy, Mr. Elton Anderson, on the show today, this week.
I am so
Photography
excited, Irene.
aficionado, like, dude, like, welcome. Tell the Giggle Gang what's up. Welcome to the show.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Irene. I love the show. I love you as a person. So I am definitely for shits and giggles. So
Yes, you
that's
are.
actually the mantra of my life. Uh, but no, I'm just excited to be here. Right now, I'm in LA. I'm
Mhm.
sitting my ass down for a little bit finally.
You need to.
So haven't been traveling, just been working and grinding for the 2019.
Look at you. Haven't been traveling. That's like an oxymoron when it comes to you. But that's I get it. I get it. You got it. You this is the calm before the storm, pretty much.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get right into the show. Before we do that, for those who may not know you or who see you on Instagram, but have never really had the opportunity to get just a piece of your personality, which is one that is pretty dope. Like Elton knows everybody and is fucking hilarious and is about his business, but really lives a very carefree life, if you will. And I really love that about you. But enough of the small talk. I wanna ask because I know that you're also a very ridiculous person. Like I've seen you in action. It's just and I also know that you take photos, you take amazing photos, and we're going to get into all of that as far as how you started and where you're going with that. But, a little icebreaker for the folks who don't know you. What's the most ridiculous thing you've had to do on location or on a photo shoot? Like just,
Mm, I mean, it's been a lot of different things. So, just like you mentioned, I have been a photographer for about oh, for about
is that
for
money?
about,
Is that money coming in?
let me
Making
cut off
deals?
this bell thing. Hold on, let me cut that off. Wow. But no, I've been a photographer for about 8 or 9 years. So as you can imagine, it's been some very ridiculous things happening.
Mm,
Uh, but in the beginning of my career, I was a wedding photographer.
yes.
And so, it was cool. Like I had an opportunity to work with a lot of dope people. Uh, but there were also very ridiculous things as a wedding photographer that I had to go through. Um,
Oh, Lord.
and so I had to do a lot of travel. I had to do a lot of really cool jobs. I'm trying to think though, like what's the most ridiculous? Like,
It's got to be something someone had you do, someone had you take, or what have you. Like, it's got to be
oh,
something. I've been stumping people these last couple of weeks with these. What's the most ridiculous?
most ridiculous. Well, dang, because I don't want to put nobody in the bus because I have a beef with a rapper that I
You
will
don't.
never shoot again.
You don't have to say this
And,
rapper's name. You could tell the story. This sounds like it's gonna be a good one. Like,
okay, yeah. I mean, the most ridiculous when I was like, I never wanted to like fight somebody on set, but
Elton, I've
this
never seen you get
rapper,
upset though. And that's the thing. Like,
right? That's what I'm saying. This rapper was ridiculous, so I had to shoot him twice. The first time he came super late and was just so disrespectful. We actually shot him in Vegas, and the second time we he likes to ride those motorbikes, those those motocross bikes.
yeah.
And so we had to shoot with him out in the desert in California. And I'm trying to take these really good shots of him, like some really cool, inspiring shots. And homie saw me behind him taking the shot and revved up his motorbike, and a
No.
whole cloud, a whole tsunami of dust just
No.
went on my face and my teeth in my mouth. And so, like, my camera, I had to get it cleaned. I had to get dirt out of my teeth for like the next couple of weeks and in my hair. So,
What? Did
yeah,
he
he is definitely.
apologize?
No, he didn't even care. But then he went to jail a couple of months later, so I was kind of, I felt like that was his just desserts. So that was ridiculous. But other than that, everybody else is cool.
Oh my God. You know, I'm about to like go through Instagram and try and figure out who you talking about, or I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out.
Y'all can figure it out. It's really easy to figure it out.
Damn. Okay.
He took a couple losses, but whatever.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get around. That was a good what's the most ridiculous? That's kind of fucked up, but you know, it is it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and get around the water cooler and you know, Cardi B. Like Cardi B is having a tremendous career right now. Like all the bullshit aside, like she's just having a pretty dope career. Like folks, she's gaining fans every day. And I just want to play a clip because surprisingly, this caught me off guard when I saw it on Instagram last week. And I was like, wait, like does Cardi need to run for office?
President Cardi?
Yes. So I'm gonna play the clip just for those who may not know what I'm talking about. And then you and I, we gonna talk about this.
Mind y'all, because it's been a little bit over 3 weeks. Okay, it's been a little bit over 3 weeks. Trump is now ordering, as in summoning, federal government workers to go back to work without getting paid. Now, I don't want to hear y'all motherfuckers talking about, oh, but Obama shut down the government for 17 days. Yeah, bitch, for healthcare. So your grandma could check her blood pressure and you bitches could go check your pussy in the gynecologist with no motherfucking problem. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't care because y'all don't work for the government or y'all probably don't even have a job, but this shit is really fucking serious, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, our country is in a hellhole right now. All for a fucking wall. And we really need to take this serious. I feel like we need to take some action. I don't know what type of action, bitch, because this is not what I do. But, bitch, I'm scared. This is crazy. And I really feel bad for these people that got to go to fucking work to not get motherfucking paid. Hey, y'all. I just want
to... Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. Everybody don't have to be a politician. Everybody don't have to speak on their political views. But when I saw that post from Cardi B, someone who was just out here doing her thing, she's living in her purpose. She's got a talent. She raps. She's an entertainer. She don't have to use her platform for something like this. But when I saw that, I was like, damn, Cardi, like, I appreciate you, sis, because I'm a federal employee, so this directly affects me. And I'm also a fan of Cardi B. So just to see someone use their platform, like she potentially has, you know, amplified the message of this fucking shutdown, because a lot of people don't know what's going on. Like a lot of it is confined to the DMV area, but people are starting to see the trickle down effects across the nation. But I just want to get your take on Senator Cardi B, because I was pleasantly I was pleasantly surprised.
I think she's actually Congresswoman B.
You know what? You're right.
Or Bongresswoman.
Cardi Gang 2020.
But no, like I think, you know, I've always been a fan of Cardi. Like I've been a fan of Cardi even before she blew up, because I remember I think a lot of times, because she is of the hood and, you know, speaks with a bit of an urban vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes people don't understand that she's giving you a message. Like I remember years ago when she was on Love and Hip Hop, she was, you know, trying to speak to what's the guy from
Peter Guns? Was it Peter Guns?
Yeah, Peter Guns.
She got him
together. She got him together. Like she was definitely just speaking on behalf of women. You know, she could be called a feminist, but she was just, I think
that's what kind of catapulted her. Like people started listening, like, yo, you saying what everybody who's watching is saying, but you're the only person in the cast that has the guts to say it.
And so you're just making all the sense in the world, and it's just crazy. Like I really appreciate her for doing it, but I think that's her brand. Her brand is authenticity.
Right.
And I think that she brings authenticity to everything she does. And I think a lot of people, if they don't get any message from her, they need to get that message of being your authentic self. Right. Because she is nobody but herself, whether she's rapping, speaking up against this shutdown, or bopping Nicki Minaj upside the head with a shoe, she's always herself. So I think that I'm here for Bongers Woman. So
yes, for Bongers Woman, Cardi B. Yo, this is.
But also, since we're talking about people that need to be heard, I think I do want to bring up my homeboy Soulja Boy.
Oh man,
because I think the same. No, listen here though. I think
I'm with you. Soulja is Soulja. He's a treasure. He's a national treasure.
He's a treasure, and like I think that I hope that people aren't losing his message because he's a young mogul. Like he's trying to start
a young
business.
Entrepreneur.
He's trying to putting all these things out there, and he did. I mean, say what you want to, but he did start a trend of like just being young and carefree black boy. Like he is honestly like the poster boy for carefree black boy. If you think about it.
No, seriously, he's the blueprint for hip hop now. Like this whole social media, using YouTube, marketing your own stuff. Like I watched the entire
just having fun. Having fun.
And just having a good time. But I watched the entire Breakfast Club interview and I was like, yo, I said, his delivery makes you laugh at him, right? But everything that he was saying was absolutely correct. Like everything.
And that's how I feel about Cardi B. Like, same thing, kind of like you kind of laugh at them sometimes, but it's like, what you actually making sense. So,
but you making complete and utter sense. But yes, the memes are hilarious. This Gucci headband, friend, what was going on with that Gucci headband though? Like, why was it? It was as if it was his first Gucci headband that he had ever purchased.
First of all, I was just concerned it looked like that gauze that you put around your ankle or your wrist. You know, when you got like carpal tunnel syndrome. It looked just like that. You know, talk about that flesh.
Yeah, it's like he had a bandage, and it was like, okay, he had a wound that he was dressing. I don't know.
Gucci. It was a Gucci bandage. That's what it looked like.
It looked. I was like, what is going on? But that Drake. I can't say Drake's name regular anymore. Like ever in life.
He was so like he was. I like it was almost like a personal. Like what? Like it was like Drake.
But the funny thing is when he called attention to the song that Drake basically lifted from him. Yeah. I remember when that song came out and it was like, oh, that's Soulja Boy, right? But I think, and I think most people who heard the song from Drake back in 2008, 2009, they knew that was Soulja Boy. Like it wasn't a thing, but Drake then like just fucking catapulted and became this mega star that people just forgot about it. Like people didn't question that Drake clearly used an entire hook from another artist to make himself, the person that he is now. Like because Soulja Boy got no credit for that at all. it was just like, okay, it's all about Drake. I mean, all about Drake.
And Soulja Boy, like, but he does go OD talk about I made Drake's career, like
like you didn't do that, Soulja, but
we'll discuss that.
That fool said I want 5%.
But think about it, even he got writing credits on Beyonce on Lemonade, right?
Yep, he did because I think, I mean, at the point where you're using any lyrics from someone, you're gonna get writing credit. Like people do sue. So yeah,
y'all sleep on Draco if y'all want to.
Listen, Draco say he coming back. I hope he is. He said he doesn't use powder, doesn't use cocaine, but he functions as if he does. But I cannot. I mean, if that man say he doesn't do it, he doesn't. But weed don't make you act like that. But whatever.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
Might be Ambien. Who knows?
Maybe. Speaking of rampant drug use, your boy Future.
Okay.
Oh man. So Future has gone on record in the last couple of days, basically just talking shit about Ciara and Russell Wilson. And I guess you and I, we're both grown. Like we've had relationships that may not have panned out, or shit just goes awry, right? But at what point do you say, hey man, leave your ex alone? Like let her live. Like at what point do you take responsibility and just say, okay, I'm out here looking stupid, like, and I'm letting my pride show? Like, I don't know. He just cannot let Ciara be happy. Like,
but you got to think about Future. Future is, so we have all experienced a fuck nigga in our lives. Like,
yes.
I'm sure most people have, most of the ladies out there, some of you gentlemen have dealt with a fuck nigga. We all know just a nigga that is not good for you, ain't shit.
Right.
And I think that Future is like the high priestess of all fuck niggas. Like there's like a, Trinity, like it's a Trinity, like Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yes, not the high priestess, but this
when it comes to fuck niggas, Future he got like 8 babies by like 14 different women.
Yeah.
I don't know that math. I'm not good with
math. I'm right there with you. I actually think it's 15, but I mean, who and me to
and I think one of the most distinguishing traits of a fuck nigga is that they cannot see their exes happy. Like it bothers them to the core. Ex enjoy, like something about the glee, the careless, reckless abandon of your ex actually being happy in my Soldier Boy voice.
Right, bitch, you like, married.
Like he can't take it. So it's not his fault because his DNA is weaved through with fuck niggas. So of course,
and the fuck niggas are supporting him. Like, yeah, bro, like Russell shouldn't be around your son, and it's like, bruh, but like you look stupid. I don't know. Maybe we cut from a different cloth. Like I'm like, at what point do you just say, yo, my pride won't let me do that? Like,
but see, Irene, you can never get into a mind of a fuck nigga. Like it's you see what I'm saying? Think about it like this too. Think about Trump. Trump is a fuck nigga.
Yeah.
And we can't like things he does. I'm like, how could that? You can't even
rationalize it.
You can't rationalize it because it's not rational. Like when that nigga brought cold ass McDonald's and sweet and sour sauce and gravy boats to them football players.
Listen.
I just couldn't.
And sat there for the photo op. Like he was proud.
Irene, it just doesn't. It's uncomprehendable. So, Future's in that boat.
I want him to stop.
Nigga trifecta. It's Future, Trump, and it's one more fuck nigga.
It's a couple fuck niggas. I can't think of any. Is Floyd a fuck nigga? I feel like he is.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
50 Cent.
50 Cent is definitely a fuck. Oh my God.
So that's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's it. I like it. No, you're absolutely right. Oh my God. Speaking of 50 Cent and fuck niggas, so the last thing around the water cooler that I want to touch on. So have you seen the documentary on Netflix, the Fire Festival?
I did. I watched, so I got about halfway through. I got to the part where that dude was talking about sucking dick for.
Okay, you got through most of it. So before we even get into that, because I know that you're on the scene. Like, for my first question is, did you know about the Fire Festival last year or 2017, whenever it was supposed to take place? Like, had you heard about the festival prior to this documentary on Netflix and Hulu?
Yeah. So I saw it going around. I saw it going around Instagram and Twitter and social media for the most part. So I kind of, it was kind of always kind of shaped as, rich kids, rich kids got scammed.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, okay, who cares? But I had definitely seen it. It was like Ja Rule. It was pretty much like the narrative was like Ja was and had him in tents in the Bahamas. Like that was what I saw. But then I think the actual documentary was great because you got to see how it really affected people, and it really
far stretching.
Really, and like how it damaged a lot of people's lives, and just really was the goop of the century.
I was so surprised because I didn't know anything about it. So Fire Festival is this festival that was created by this guy named Billy. I forgot Billy's last name. Billy and Ja Rule. Some way, somehow they linked up and they were touting this festival as what Elton said, this festival for, basically for spoiled rich kids and influencers. Like they had one of the Jenners, I can't remember if it was Kendall or Kylie, posting about it. They had all these, these famous supermodels in the Bahamas doing promo for the actual festival. And the festival was supposed to take place on a private island in the Bahamas and have all these top acts. The issue was they didn't have a private island, nor did they have any of these top acts booked. And they were selling these tickets to this festival and offering these luxury tents and all this, gourmet food and all cabanas, and nothing was there. Like, it was this fucking desolate ass part of an island that didn't even
look like Hunger Games.
That shit looked like a damn, like a hurricane relief center. Like, it was bad.
It did look like a FEMA trailers. It looked like
it did. And people were like sending messages leading up to the festival, like asking questions. They couldn't get no responses. The festival promo started to like repeat itself, like nothing new was being updated. It was just all bad. And come to find out, the guy at the helm of it, Billy, was just scamming everybody. And I'm like, yo, what type of psychopath, not sociopath, but what type of psychopathic shit was he running? Because this guy did not care that people were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, that this festival that they tried to put together in 6 weeks, which should have really taken realistically at the minimum a year to put together, was not going to happen. Like, how does one do that? I'm confused. Like, the whole time I was watching, I'm like, these vendors, like, y'all really think this is going to happen? Like, there's nothing about this that says it's going to happen.
And you know what, though? Like, and the guy's name, I just looked it up, is Billy McFarland.
Yes.
The thing is, like, he is very, he's a businessman from what I saw in the documentary and what I did a little bit of research on him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a serial entrepreneur. So I think he had all of the best intentions. Because,
I don't think he had the best intention. I think he had a very ambitious goal that was pushed by greed, and he had ridiculous expectations of what he could do. Like, there was nobody who was at the leadership of planning this festival that had ever planned a festival before. Like, none whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, interns booking people.
Right. Like, what are y'all talking about? But he did good because you had sponsors who had seen the footage or the promo footage who were trying to pull their money out of like Coachella and some of these other big and established festivals to go to Fire. What is it? Fire Festival?
With a Y.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just because Billy started a credit card company, or like not credit card, but it's like a membership club.
Yeah, membership black card.
Right, membership black club.
Magnus or something.
Yeah, Magnimus or something like that. And that was pretty. I want to say that was pretty successful until it wasn't. I just think he bit off way more than he could chew, and I think at the core of it was just greed. Like, bruh. Because I'm like, why did you have to do it in 6 weeks? Like, why couldn't you wait? Like, why couldn't you just properly plan it out?
Because he was, I think a lot of times, like, that privilege is a high.
Yeah.
When you are accustomed to so much privilege, you don't. It's not even an option that it could fail. It's like everything works out for me, and if it doesn't, my daddy will give me another $1 million loan. Like, this is what privilege looks like.
Yeah.
And it's crazy though, because it started a lot of it had a couple of effects on social media. If you see, like, people now have to put ad or sponsored
advertisement on it.
If you're an influencer, you have to put ad or sponsored because literally because of Fire Festival and what Billy did. So
you could be held accountable if shit goes awry.
Yeah. So he, no matter what he did, even though this fraud of the century, he definitely impacted the game for sure.
He did. And he also exposed the strength of social media, because that was pretty much it. He got some influencers, he got some top-notch models, some excellent footage in the Bahamas, and that was all it took for people to spend thousands of dollars. Like, I do festivals. The price point for this fire festival was nowhere near anything that I have ever heard of. Not even for Coachella. It was like, yo, people were paying like $25,000 for a cabana. I'm like, what?
What is in that cabana?
Exactly. What is in that cabana? That's what I want to know. But we'll never know because the festival never happened. Just to see the look on those people's faces when they got to the Bahamas and thought everything was cool. Like, they drinking, they stop at a restaurant drinking, and then they get to the campsite and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? Because it rained. I don't think you got to this point. It rained the night before. So all those tents that they had up, those igloo tents with those blow up mattresses, were wiped out, soaking.
$25,000 for that. So, I mean, you know, definitely a lesson, but the documentary was done really well. So if y'all haven't watched it, I would definitely check it out because I liked it.
Definitely. It was a good documentary. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, we're gonna get into your business, Mr. Anderson, Elton.
Oh,
let's do it.
So
So
what you know? What you trying to find out?
So tell us about yourself. Like, how did you start? Like, I remember you from FAMU, always in the SGA office, not in SGA. Always around Mr. Alpha Man. And then, you know, you were in SBI, and then one day, like 2008, you picked up a camera and you just been flourishing ever since. Like, tell us, like, how did
remember you in that SGA office with that fro? Y'all don't know. I really used to have this little fro.
Me and my baby fro.
Why we get no 10-year challenge? We need a 10. We need.
Me and my baby fro. Yo.
Yes, I remember that. But
good times.
No, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. But pretty much.
Tell us.
No, so yeah, definitely went to the illustrious Florida A&M University. Was down there with Irene.
Hey.
Did I say that right?
You did.
And no, so you know, typical same story. Went to FAMU, wanted to go to the business school. They had an awesome business school. Went down there, pledged Alpha, made some this had a ball, like were amazing. And then after FAMU, I still wanted to do this whole business thing. I still wanted to be involved in the business world, but I was like, you know, there may be a little bit of creativity to me, but you know, that just wasn't in my thought process. It was like, go to school, make some money, you know, live the rest of your life. So it wasn't until I got to I was working with Pfizer, a pharmaceutical sales company. Was making like 6 figures, had a company car, doing all those things, and then one day I just kind of like, it's a weird story. Like one day I was driving by one of my doctor's offices because my territory was on the coast of Florida, and I would see this like red Jeep Cherokee. Well, no, one of Jeep Wranglers by the beach, and I would just see them like just going surfing on a Tuesday, and I'm like, I want to go surfing on a Tuesday, and I was just like, that to started looking much more attractive than the, you know, the big high paying corporate job. So long story short, I ended up winning a camera through that job, and a year later
you won the camera? Are you serious?
What? Yeah, so like back in the day with Pfizer, the more you would sell, you would get different incentives. So you could win like some golf clubs or a gift certificate or, you know, whatever. It was like if you made so many points as a salesperson, you could win certain things. So like I looked at all the things they had to offer, and I was like, let me try a camera. And that was all she wrote. I started becoming obsessed with photography, and then a year later I was gone.
Wow.
And full-time photographer. So that was the early parts, and that was about 2009.
Okay.
So I'm coming up on my 10-year journey, and you know, getting into photography. I mean, I know if there's a lot of people that are interested in photography, I would say the main thing is do not get into photography for the money, because you can definitely make money as a photographer, but if you don't love it, like you have to love it to its core. Like you have got to love creating and shooting and being a photographer, because there will be so many different things that'll deter you from not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a lot of times when you are broke, whether it's not getting jobs or whether it's trying to buy the newest and latest gear, you will be broke as a joke. So, but long story short, I made it through that part of the journey. I started off shooting weddings, and weddings, as much as I, look back and don't really love shooting weddings anymore.
I remember when you told people you were no longer shooting weddings, everybody was distraught. Like, wait, what? I'm getting married next year. Please? Yeah, no.
I was like, because, weddings were one thing, but you have to love shooting weddings. And I think people deserve a wedding photographer that loves doing it. Mm-hmm. So the moment that I didn't love doing it, I was like, let me go ahead and go. Right. But ever since then, I made the decision to shoot, I wanted to be a celebrity photographer. I wanted to move to LA and be a celebrity photographer. So that's what I did. And I got the typical story of moving out to LA. I moved out here at the end of 2012. I moved out here with about $500 in my pocket. I lived on my good friend's James Bland. If people aren't familiar, get to know him.
Yes.
But I moved out here and lived on a love seat, not a full couch, but a love seat.
Oh man, the struggle is real.
And one of the first jobs that I did when I moved out here was I had reached out to this girl that had this web series that I really loved. Like, oh, I just want to shoot you. And that girl happened to be Issa Rae. And she was like totally down. She was super flattered, and she had the mini afro like you did. Y'all were like twins.
Listen, the mini afro take you places, man. They humble you. They make you great.
Nothing but great women can carry a mini afro.
That's it. Say it again.
So, but after I shot Issa, it just I just had the opportunity to see her star rise. Like the images that we did just for fun, and just for shits and giggles, no pun intended, turned out to be a really good move for her. Like the images will end up being featured in like every magazine from Marie Claire to Rolling Stone to all over the world. And it also solidified a relationship with her to where me and her have worked together dozens of times after that and become really good friends. So that's kind of like my philosophy. I tell that story because it was me just trying to do the work. You know, I really wanted to shoot. It wasn't any money involved. It wasn't she wasn't even a big Hollywood name at the time or anything. It was literally, I loved what she was doing, and I wanted to show that love by doing a shoot and bringing her into the world that I love. And
that's real.
I think that love just takes you far. So,
and it's organic.
It's
organic. Like there's no hidden agenda. It's like, listen, I just want to shoot you. I think you're dope.
Yep.
Wow.
So, and exactly. And it wasn't like because, oh, you about to be next up. Like I had no idea she would be at the level she was today.
Right. If you shooting her during Awkward Black Girl, there was no way you were going to know. Like you knew that she had something, but you're not banking on it. Like, oh, this is about to.
Exactly. And so that was it. But then ever since then, like, my career has really been doing great so far. So I've been doing everything from shooting pretty much every celebrity, especially in the black world. Everybody from Puff Daddy to Eve to Kendrick Lamar to Sanaa Lathan, and the list goes on and on. I'm not trying to be a name dropper, but just people that I really, really admire and I'm a fan of and got a chance to work with. So
you've been out here doing work. Don't forget you've also shot my boo Regina, right? Regina Hall.
Yes, Regina Hall for sure. Like
every time you shoot Regina, I'm in your text. Tell him I'll be in your eye. Like, yo, tell Regina I say, hey, like
I will. I told her
she needs a meal. I you know what? And I get so excited. No,
you gonna grease her scalp?
You said what?
You gonna grease her scalp?
I will. I will do. If that's what she needs. If she has dry scalp, I got her. I got it. Blue magic. Anyway,
I love it.
So Okay, so you've been shooting people. Don't skip out. Like you've been on TV too, bruh. You've been on TV.
Okay.
You've been in front of the camera too. Look at you being modest and shy. No,
Ooh, y'all
tell
out
us
here got
about
me
that.
talking
Yes.
about myself. But no, other things. So ever since then, so as a photographer too, I just follow love. Like that's my whole point is I follow love. And so got a couple of other things that I love. So I love travel. If you don't know, uh, I love going to different countries. I'm currently at 71 countries.
Nice.
And I'm trying to get to 100 this year, but I'll tell you more about that in a second.
Okay.
And so with my love for travel, I've been identified by a couple of people, and it's been really cool. So the first thing is that every year I do a big birthday trip to a different country, and with those birthday trips, I like to do photo shoots because these are my friends from all parts of my life, everybody from first grade on up. And so for me, the pictures are a love letter, going with the theme of love. They're a love letter to my friends to say, hey, thank you guys for coming. Let's get a picture together to celebrate not just me, not my birthday, but to celebrate friendship and people meeting new people and just Black people looking regal and just changing the narrative of what the images that we see of Black people. So that's kind of like how I started it. I just wanted to see images of Black people, specifically my friends, just looking dope. And so I'm about 5 years in. We did the first year we did Joshua Tree. The second year we did Brazil.
Looking like
the third year we did Morocco. Looking like third year we did Morocco. Last year we did Bali, and this year we're going to be in Trinidad Carnival. So those images have definitely gone viral. And I'm just happy that a lot of people are inspired to do that with their friends.
Which one has been your favorite shoot of the 4 that you've done so far?
Ooh. I would say the favorite picture would be actually, it's hard. I would say the favorite experience was the Bali experience because I had all these people walking in these finest linens
and these jewel tones.
In these jewel tones, and we went to ultimately a rainforest to take a picture. And as soon as we set up for the picture, there was a torrential downpour, and everybody's like hair did, nails did, everything did, and ran that moment. Like nobody will ever forget that moment. I don't think anybody will ever forget that.
How long did it rain?
It rained like I would say it took us an hour to walk there and get set up. So you can imagine a lot of your friends and line sisters were on that trip. So they'll better tell you than I can. But it was rough. But then it just rained the rest of the time we were there. But it was a blast. It was a blast. And I think my favorite picture would be the one in Brazil we did in front of this really beautiful palace they have down there. So
is that the one where you guys? What'd you guys have on? Was it the blue or was
floral,
it floral?
Floral.
That floral, yes, that floral was.
So that was the parquet log. So that was my favorite picture, and the other one was my favorite experience.
I can't wait to see this Trinidad, this carnival one. Ooh, that means skin gonna be out.
Ooh, we ain't gonna be nothing but some thoughts.
I can't wait. Okay.
But yeah, so with that, so those have been going super viral and have been bringing a lot of attention to us. So I've been featured on everybody from Good Morning America to the Weather Channel to the Coverture, which is another really great platform I like. And then it turned into me getting a commercial with Chase Sapphire.
Yes.
So the end of 2017, I got a random message and a girl was like, I think you'd be perfect for this commercial with Chase. I'm like, okay, tell me more. And from the time I got that first message to the time I was on an airplane to Uganda was like 11 days. Wow. And so that was
quick.
Yeah, that was one of the most, it was crazy. Like I was on a plane, but it was one of the most amazing experiences. So if you guys haven't seen it, it was a national Chase Sapphire commercial with James Corden. the guy from the that little British guy that's carpool.
Yes, and does carpool karaoke.
And so, but yeah, so pretty much I'm in Uganda, and I am less than I'm actually touching whole ass gorillas.
Hell no.
And I am in their habitat, like silverback, whole ass 2,000-ton gorillas. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Like, you can look a gorilla in the eye and you can see, like, hey, cousin.
Wow.
Like, you can see the humanity almost in those beasts. So that was an amazing experience. And I got paid to do it, and I got flued out to do it. So
it's always a blessing.
It was amazing.
To get flued out and to get a check.
Yes. So I was just super happy that they decided to use a black man, a regular black man, as the face of Chase, and like literally they used my image, my commercial to launch the whole campaign. So that was super cool. Yeah. And ever since then, I've still been traveling and still been, just trying to change this travel narrative, and got hit up to host a travel show.
Tell us about this travel show, bruh. I got hit up to host a travel show. What are you talking about? Friend, tell the good people.
It's crazy. So yeah, right now we're in development of it now. And I'm coming on as a producer of it as well. But it's called Lens of Culture. That's the working title right now. And I have a co-host, a beautiful woman by the name of Ty Beauchamp. Mm-hmm. And pretty much we will be traveling the world and showing people how to do it. And I think it's going to be really cool because we'll have two sides. So Ty's more of the fashion and the culture side of things. So she'll walk you through where to shop or what's the best location to to go out and eat and kind of like live the life. And I'm the adventure guy. I'll show you where it is to go have fun. Where's the best spots to get that perfect Instagram shot. And it's just going to be a really cool show. And it's something you've never seen before. You've never seen two black people host a travel show. And you've never seen us actually go to the continent. We'll be going to different parts of Africa to show you how to travel well in Africa. So I'm super duper excited about it. We're going to make the big announcement soon, but that's what I got on deck for 2019. So I'm super excited about it.
What? Do you guys is it going to be, what platform is it going to be on? Is this a YouTube thing? Is this a major network?
No. Yeah, so that's perfect. So TV1 has just launched this station called Clio TV. So Clio TV is kind of like, just imagine OWN. It's made for women. OWN, Lifetime. It's in that demographic, but it's really made specifically for the millennial African American woman.
Wow.
And so they're putting out a lot of really, really good content that is specific to women like yourself who, out here doing big things, but want to be entertained and want to really have shows that are focused on lifestyle. Because think about it, a lot of the shows that we see now are like reality TV or scripted, but there's not a lot of just lifestyle stuff tailored to that millennial black woman. Mm-hmm. Not on network television. So, we need a black Rachel Ray. We need a black Dr. Phil. We need a black different people. And so that's what Clio TV, and I'm super excited to be a part of it. I'm super excited to be a part of it because, that's my whole thing, is always trying to change the narrative and make great content. So
that's super. I'm super proud of you, bro. 'Cause I remember speaking to you about eventually getting this type of opportunity, and to hear you say that, it's in the works. That's super dope. That's amazing. So speaking of,
I literally just had a call before we got on this phone.
Was that what it was about?
Yeah, that's why we really just had a call before. So it's moving along.
That's what's up. Look at you. I see you. So is that why you're waiting as far as travel? I'm assuming, of course, you have travel scheduled in March, but most of your travel will be centered around the show this year?
Yeah, so the kind of schedule that they talked about is every 2 weeks, 2 weeks out of each month.
Okay.
And so look for premiere by Q3. So that'll be probably like early August.
Early August. Okay.
Or September, something like that.
Okay. That makes sense.
So yeah, so it's just, you know, and I think the biggest thing is like me getting used to being in front of the camera, because as a photographer, I'm used to being behind the camera. But, you know, so many times people are like, oh my gosh, you have a great personality, and people buy into, you know, sometimes people buy into you. And so that's why when I look at Cardi and Soulja Boy, I'm really, really inspired by their authenticity. And so I just want to bring that same thing. So if these are opportunities that are like, yo, we want you to be in front of the camera, my goal is to be 100% authentic the
No,
entire
absolutely.
time. So
you have
you guys enjoy it.
You have it. You're very charismatic and very sure of yourself. Even if inside, you know, all of us, we have our own little things that we deal with. But even if inside you like, what the fuck? You come off as very sure of yourself. Like people, you can lead people. Like people, like it'd be like, all right, well, okay, Elton's all right, Elton he crazy, but I trust him. Like you just allow people to feel comfortable around you. So I think that's going to come through easily on camera. Super, super proud.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for those kind words.
Absolutely. So last year, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if last year you launched Creators of Color. Did you launch it last year, or was last year like the first big public event?
Yes, my baby. Yeah. So
yes, tell us about that.
Is my baby. So I actually started Creators of Color in 2016 as a response to Oscar So White. So I had went up to Sundance Film Festival, which is a really cool event. And I had seen that there was a very small pocket of Black people that would come together at, you know, one of the different lodges. So if you ever been to Sundance, they have different lodges. So like Sony will have a lodge, Google will have a lodge, and you know, you kind of go to the lodges and see screenings and mingle and things like that. And so I was working with this company called Black House, which is a really cool foundation, and they host a lot of the different people that come through. So I had a chance to learn and listen to all these different careers that I never knew existed, like Black producers, Black casting directors, Black lighting techs, Black, just all these different creatives and jobs that I never knew. And I was like, I have got to share these stories with the world.
Right.
Because I'm 30 plus years old and never heard of this stuff in my life. This is my opportunity to show the 15-year-old Elton or the 25-year-old Elton, hey, this is an option for that you can have. You can be a writer. You could be a sound engineer. You can do all these things. And I launched that in 2016. And then I got the grand idea to make a little show, a little series behind it. And so the series with the same title, Creators of Color, is right now it is focused on just getting the creative journey of some of our favorite entertainers. And so we've had so many different people be a part of it. We had everybody from, again, Tiffany Haddish to Eve to Jussie Smollett to Jay Ellis, who else? Jesse Williams, and the list goes on. And all these people walk us through their creative journey. And I think it's a really, really cool show. And most recently, it got picked up by TV One as well. Nice. And so you'll be able to see it on TV One this upcoming year.
Okay, Elton.
Yes. So,
good stuff.
So that's a little executive producer moment for me as well.
I love it. I love it. Oh my God. Like, what else do you have popping off? Like, is there anything else?
That's all I can tell you for now.
That is dope.
That's all I can tell you for now. But definitely just trying to bring good, and just trying to continue to change the narrative and show positive images of Black people. That's my goal. That's my passion and my mission statement for life.
Absolutely. I love it. So you've done so much. Of course, you have, you know, many more goals that you want to accomplish. But in this moment, what is this, January 23rd, 2019? What are some countries that you absolutely have to visit that you have not visited, and who are some artists that you have not yet shot that you definitely want to work with? So it's a two-part question.
Oh, that was a good question.
Thank you.
Countries that I want to visit. So I'm trying to get to 100 countries this year. So that means I have to get to 29 new countries this year. And I think the ones that I'm super duper excited about is Ghana. Number one, I haven't been to Ghana, but I'm going in August because it just looks so lit over there.
Yeah, everybody was in Ghana this past Christmas, and I was like, "How did I plan to be there in December?"
Right. So I definitely want to do Ghana. I've always wanted to go to Papua New Guinea.
Really?
Yeah, it's just something about it, and I think the people look so unique there. Like they have a very their indigenous people are just super beautiful. Like they're the people that have like the dark skin and the blonde hair.
Yeah, yeah. Do they have the blue eyes?
Sometimes, but they're usually just like have a very unique look to them, and I would love to just explore that. And then I think the third place that I'm super duper excited about going to will probably be Seychelles.
Oh,
that's an island off the east coast of Africa.
Like, bruh,
and,
really?
Well, listen, these are just goals. I didn't say I was doing them, but these are. we all got goals.
Is that in Madagascar, like or around? Like, excuse my ignorance.
No, so yeah, if you're looking at the eastern coast of Africa, that's where like Ethiopia, Kenya, all those.
So it's up higher. It's not.
So yeah, and so if you see that little big old island on the bottom, that's Madagascar.
Right.
So and if you see that horn, that's like the Ethiopia, Somalia area. So between there on the Indian Ocean, they have a couple islands. So they got Seychelles, Mauritius, and Comoros.
I would love to visit. Like, I've never even thought about that.
Yeah, so Seychelles is supposed to be just like super luxurious, super beautiful, and it's in the Indian Ocean. And the Indian Ocean is probably like my favorite ocean.
Why so?
It's just the beauty of it. Like, I got a chance to swim with the dolphins out there in Tanzania. I just like the way the beach feels. I like the way the water feels. Like, I was there in the Maldives, is in the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
So just like that area, if you think about, like, if you got a map, like that area from like East Africa to over to India, it's just beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
Like, yeah,
listen, man, you make me just want to get on a plane and go. And that's what I love about what you're doing.
Let's go.
Like it's that is super dope. So I'm thinking about all the travel that you did last year. I feel like you did a lot of travel last year. And the one thing that comes to mind is it a yurt? Is it a yurt?
Yes, a yurt. Y-U-R-T.
What country was that in again?
So that was us. We were in Kyrgyzstan.
So you were in these places that I was like, oh wait, this shit really exists. Like, what? Can you please tell us about that experience? Because I'm used to you being like in these African countries, these what is it? East Asia? Is it East Asia with the like where Japan and Tokyo is, or is that West Asia?
That's
just Asia.
Yeah,
okay.
That's just Asia, like East Asia. Yeah.
So when I think about your trip, so the fact that you were in a yurt, I was like, what? what is my friend doing? And you're surrounded by all this beautiful greenery. Like, it just looked beautiful, but I'm just trying to get an understanding. Like, what are you thinking when you're in those type of countries where you are literally the only Black person that they've probably ever seen in life? Like, what is that like?
Ever seen? No, I think so. That was to my one of my best friends, Miss Jessica Nabongo. Her Instagram is Catch Me If You Can, and so Jessica's currently on the mission to be the first Black woman to go to all the countries in the world.
All the countries, and she's like what, 50? She has 50 more to go.
She's on 100. Yeah, she's on 150, so she has about 47, 48.
Yeah.
But long story short, like me and her, like we've been friends forever. We grew up across the street from each other in Detroit. And so she was the one that inspired me to travel. Like I think her platform is so amazing because she really inspires me to travel. And from her inspiration, I get a chance to inspire other people. So she's going on this journey, and I made the promise to her to do 3 trips with her a year. And so that was one of the trips. So we did a lot of countries in Central Asia. We actually did Kyrgyzstan, we did Kazakhstan, we did Tajikistan, we did Afghanistan,
Yes.
and we did Armenia.
Wow.
Yeah, so but no, just being out there, and Uzbekistan too. But just being out there was amazing. Like, I think the yurt experience was just one of the most amazing experiences ever. Like, we had to drive. It was a long drive from the airport, like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh.
But we got a chance to sleep in this little village. I'm talking about a tiny village that you had to build your yurt. Like, we had to build our tents.
I remember that.
And the building process was super fun. And then we just lived off the land. Like, we was out there.
How long were you out there?
Drinking horse milk.
Ooh, God, just hearing you say that make my stomach turn. Like, what did it taste like?
Ooh, it tasted like spoiled.
Ooh.
It tasted like if you mix like milk and some liquor and let it spoil. That's what it tasted.
Oh God! Oh, that means it was fermented. Oh.
Yes, it was trash, but no, the experience was just good. So, like, my friend, because she really exposes me to opportunities to travel deeper, like to really get knee deep into a culture and see what they're about and just understand. So, honestly, for me, it was an amazing experience. I think everybody needs to go and sleep in a yurt for an evening. I think that everybody just needs to, just get out. Like, I'm a huge proponent of everybody doing the solo trip every year.
Yeah.
Like, skip, definitely do your all-inclusives in Jamaica and Cancun. Definitely go see Paris and Europe, and, definitely go to Cape Town. But there's so many other places that you can go and get an even richer experience.
Right.
I've even had experiences like that in Chile. I've had experiences like that in Vietnam, and just places where I said I'm going to sit with these people and just really get to know this culture. So,
how do you get through the language barrier, especially when you're by yourself?
Oh, with language barrier, let me tell you, everybody can kind of understand sign language, and I think everybody understands sign language to a point, and not actual sign language, but just gestures, and everybody understands money. Them the two things. So, like, if you got a little rupee or whatever, you can find a guy. And that's what I do a lot of times. Like, I'll even like just give a little money to a guide, to somebody who just knows the area and can speak a little bit of English, and we'll just go and have fun and figure it out. And you'll be surprised how kind people are. Like, people.
I saw it when we were in Colombia. Like,
exactly. Like, people are so excited to see, like, and that's the thing too. Like, I have really great experiences traveling. Like, I haven't really experienced any like racism. Like, people are so happy to see your old black face. So I say just do it.
That's what's up. Okay. And then my last question for you, your absolute favorite country to have ever visited or experienced.
That's impossible to answer.
Is it?
I will say my top 3. That's so hard. Okay. These are my top 3. In no particular order.
Okay. I can take that.
Tanzania, because Tanzania has everything. It has the Serengeti. So you can see, that's Africa. That's like Lion King Africa.
Yes.
Like, I saw every animal. I saw a pride of lions. I saw a rhino. Like, you see everything in Tanzania. But then at the same time, you can climb Mount Kilimanjaro if you're into that kind of stuff. And at the same time, you can go to Zanzibar, which is like one of the most beautiful islands I've been off the coast of Tanzania. So Tanzania, I think, has it all.
Wow.
Then I would say number 2 is Brazil.
Okay.
Brazil is amazing, and I think the thing that put Brazil over the edge, even beyond Rio, would be Bahia. And so Bahia is like the most concentrated amount of Black people outside of Africa. Mm-hmm. So it's like a part of Brazil you go to where everybody look darker than the Ace of Spades. Like everybody's chocolate, everybody got African features. Like it is so beautiful to see. It is like definitely just super, super interesting. And then I would say, honestly, I would have to give it up to Turkey.
Wow, Turkey. Explain.
I absolutely love Turkey. That was the newest addition to that favorite list. Mm-hmm. But I went there in August, and the food alone is amazing. But it's just a beautiful country. Like they got the Cappadocia, where you can see the hot air balloons flying. They have the people love Black people. Like they love us. The food is seasoned to perfection. Like I think that's where spices started.
Really?
Like, I think in that area, like
did you say you think that's where spices started?
Yeah, because think about it. Like back in the day, it used to be like it's like the Constantinople Empire, mm-hmm. and like Turkey is the only country that's like European and Asian at the same time.
Yeah,
like you can take a boat and be in Asia, but you're still in Turkey.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. So I think those would be my top 3.
Wow, pretty dope.
Yes, and then you asked another question I didn't answer, but you asked about what celebrities I would like to shoot.
Oh, yes. Thank you for keeping me honest. Yeah, I got caught up in your travel. I'm like, yes. What celebrities have you not worked with that you like, okay, I need to, because I'm a proponent of putting things out in the atmosphere.
I'm about to manifest this right now. So my three people are, number 1, Regina King. I love her. She is
a national treasure.
She is the best actress I done ever.
She really is.
In my life.
From 227. Oh my God.
Right on up. I want to shoot Marseille Martin.
Yo, and I love her. She's fucking amazing. I love
her.
Look, baby executive producer.
She is out here, not the youngest Black or the youngest female, the youngest
ever
executive producer.
Ever.
So if you have your pipes, put that in there and smoke it.
Yes.
And then the third person, I don't know why I like threes, but the third person I want to shoot this year is I really, really like Chance the Rapper. I just really always liked him. I think he'd be fun to shoot. I think he'd be cool. And I'm sure he's about to come with some hot fire music this year. So
I'm hoping so. Like I've been waiting for the album. Okay. I can see that. I was not expecting you to say Chance the Rapper. Not that I have it. Like I like Chance. I just wasn't. That wasn't something that I expected. But I'm not even sure what I expected. So that's pretty dope. All right.
Yes.
I see. So, it fits you too, because that's very real chill, low key, but fucking spectacular. I don't know. All right. I see you, Elton. Well, thank you. That was pretty dope. Before we get out of here, I just want to give the folks, let them know what I'm listening to, what's in my beats this week. And I think that you will appreciate this group because you ratchet. You ratchet. So, I'm from Miami. I'm from the 305. And the song's been out for a little while, but the video made headways last week or so. City Girls, Twerk, Listen, featuring Cardi B.
Hey.
Listen. They dropped this video, and to me, it was amazing because they were doing nothing in the video but twerking. And the beauty in it was they were twerking for each other. Like there's just a sea of women, not a man in sight. We just out here, give it, baby, take it, baby. Like, listen, it's not bitches got flued out to Miami and just showed the world what it was to twerk. So shout out to Miami and shout out to JT. Listen, free JT, man. Like,
because it was giving me sweet heat vibes.
Listen, I was like, that's cool. That's cool. What's up? So y'all take a listen. This is City Girls featuring Cardi B, Twerk. So I'll put the music in here. in post-production. All right. Yes. So that was City Girls featuring Cardi B, Twerk. Listen, if you have not already done so, please, please, please go to YouTube. It's there. I think it already has like 22, 25 million views. Like, and I know how you feel about the City Girls, Mr.
You know me,
former
Mr.
right, former Mr. Miami. I remember one time I was home visiting. I'm walking on South Beach, and this Negro, Elton, rolls by me on a skateboard. I said, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just going. I don't even know where you were going. This is when you lived in Miami. And I'm like, this guy is so Miami. Like, you just, a little black boy from Detroit on a skateboard.
On a skateboard.
Skateboard. But yes, man, Elton, this was a pretty, really dope conversation. I'm glad that you were able to join me this week and chop it up and give folks a little insight to your story. Is there anything? Oh, of course. I'm so glad you were able to fit me into your busy schedule. Is there anything you wanna leave the folks with before we get out of here?
I would just say, just keep doing y'all, man. This year is very, very young, and I really think that we all have the opportunity just to create the life that we want. I think a lot of times we look and like, oh, I wish I could have that car, or I wish that I could have that body, or I wish that I could have that career. And it's like, just look within you. Everything you need, you automatically have. Like, you really do. And I think a lot of times people need to just look, instead of looking like up and out, just look to your left and your right. And sometimes you may have somebody that can help you go on that journey with you. And I think that's what you're doing with Shits and Giggles. Like, you're reaching out to people that are literally your peers, but that inspire you. And I think that's amazing that you are continuing to just, give people something positive to listen to and vibe to every day. And I appreciate you having me here.
I appreciate that.
Everybody that listened. And I just hope that, everybody is giggling on their way to the bank before the year is over.
That's it. You better speak a word, Mr. Elton. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, friend. This was really dope. I'm super excited. I'm super glad that we had this discussion. I wish you nothing but the best, all the success. We'll be in contact on text and or social media, just, checking you out. So yeah, in true FSG fashion, just going to tell the people, bye, Elton. This was great. We love you. Say bye.
Oh, see you guys later. Thank you so much for having me. Shits and Giggles, FSG. I love it.
That's it.
I
love you. I love you right back. Thanks, Elton. This was dope. You good. You did a good job, Elton.
Oh my gosh. We done?
Yes, we are done. We are done.
Woo.
You did